Welcome at Amsterdam Drone Week for the second time. You just explained. Can you tell us something about the latest innovation at Volocopter?
Right now the innovation is done. We are really now it's hard work about the final mile to certification. So we are in the final stage of receiving the type certification. We have already received DOA, design organization approval, production organization approval, even for the serial production of eVTOLs.
Yeah.
We received the approval to train pilots. So the missing milestone is now getting to the type certificate and start commercial operation.
And when you expect that to happen?
This summer. We are heavily working on it. Of course, as always, we have our challenges in the different processes, in the supply chain. But yeah, we are very confident that we can certify this year.
And does that also mean that you start commercial operations as well this year?
Yes, we start this year commercial operation in Paris, and shortly afterwards, towards the end of the year, beginning of next year in Rome, and then in spring in Osaka for the World Exhibition 2025.
And for example, in Paris, what kind of people are going to use the service that you're offering?
You
Everybody.
and I, everyone.
Yeah.
It is meant to give people the first glimpse of how our future of mobility will look like. So it will be affordable. It will be still, let's say, not a high frequency operation, but it will allow people to get a first glimpse of how it feels in our city environment to have these vehicles integrated. You will not hear it, you can hardly see it, it's a very small vehicle, but it's all about getting the confidence that public will accept these vehicles in our cities. And then we start going through an intensive operational phase in order to go for a scaling phase, which in my opinion will happen then somewhere in the 26, 27.
If you don't want to answer it, just say it. But
Yes.
I didn't mention the question before. I spoke to one of your competitors, EHang, this morning, and in China they're much further than we are. Can you explain a little bit about it? You say no?
It always depends how do you define much more advanced. I think we will start commercial operation in Europe this year.
Yeah.
Real commercial operations. So I don't think that, at least the colleague from EHang explained, they will start commercial operation only next year. So till then they fly a smaller vehicle.
Yeah.
So I don't think we are behind. I think EASA did a great job in coming out already in 2019 with the first SC VTOL, which paved the way now for certification, taking all the uncertainties away. It's still very hard work because for them it's the first time, for us in the industry it's the first time, so we cannot sacrifice safety. We have to make sure that people know when they enter in our aircraft that it's totally safe. For the people in the environment, they have to see it's not only safe, but it's also very quiet. And then, of course, it's a meaningful contribution towards sustainable mobility as we fly fully electric. We also look at the carbon footprint. We will optimize that already in this aircraft, but the next one will be even further optimized in order to allow for a circular economy.
Cool. And is the competition hard?
No, I think, you see, there are hundreds of companies who work on this topic. There are probably like 20, 30 companies well known, and it's a small community. I think we know each other well. Everyone tries to support each other, so I don't think that anyone sees the other one as a competitor because the market is more than big enough. We all have different concepts, as you have seen maybe on stage when we presented our different ideas about going into the market. So I would rather see it as we opening in a market together, and we will coexist in the future. So I think everyone is happy about everyone making a successful next step.
And does an event like Amsterdam Drone Week help you?
Of course, because it creates the visibility that this technology is not fantasy or science fiction. You wouldn't spend so much money and so many efforts to bring these people together if you would believe it's not happening. It's happening already. And as I said, we will start operations this year, not in 10 years. Because every time I'm a speaker on a conference, I ask the people at the beginning, how many of you believe that we'll start commercial operation this year? And normally it's like 10%, 15%. And then I ask them again at the end of my presentation when I explain what we have done and what we are doing, and then it's more the 80%. So it is, of course, there are risks, there are challenges, but we are getting very close to now bringing that technology into the market and making that part of our daily life.
So I can buy that ticket in Paris already?
Yeah, maybe not exactly in summer, but soon afterwards, yes, definitely. And then soon following in Rome and in Osaka, which are also very, very visible projects for us.
And is it, are you flying only at the Olympics, or are you staying in Paris afterwards?
So we don't fly specifically for the Olympics. We fly. It was always intended to fly in summer.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go there only for a short time. So the plan is towards the years to come, in cooperation with our partner Aéroport de Paris, who are also here today, to develop this. I wouldn't call it demonstration phase. It's really a public acceptance phase before we can scale. Yeah. So they invested heavily into the infrastructure. So currently 5 vertiports are under construction. So we have defined together with the authorities the different routes. And then step by step we will take them into operation, mostly in autumn, because then it's easier also when we have finalized all the certification part, and then also with a normal airspace again, and to ramp up the operation.